Welcome back, everyone. It is time for more event stuff. I have the Inter-Darshan Championship Act 3 to do today, and that's going to be one part of this, and then there will be a part 2 to this day, going over the 3 new mini games that are released. So a lot of little things to do and get through, so I'm just gonna kind of jump right in and do that stuff. I also just like logged in, so technically I also have commissions to do, but I think I'll do those off screen this time. I think last time I tried to do commissions at the beginning of the thing, and it kind of made it all weird, so I don't know if that even made it into the final recording, or the final edit. That's the word. The final edit of the thing. So you will see these probably as I'm going through. I'm not ignoring them, I'm just going to do them a little later because I want to hop into event stuff. So let's do the story first. So we're gonna learn some stuff from Arav, and where is it? I also have some stuff from, I think those are both in the new section, so I don't need to worry about those. I still have a Dory's thing as well. I might go and talk to her real quick. Which she is hanging out over here. I didn't even realize really that the first day that Dory was handing out quests, but like quietly on the side. Oh wait, where's she at? She was just standing here. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh wait, there she is. Okay, it just didn't load in. Hi, Dory. I was like, I know, I remember seeing her there. "20 years ago, there was a contestant whose personality suddenly changed after taking part in the competition. Well, it looks like someone saw him in our village. I wonder where he ended up. That's all the information you're getting for free. If you want to hear more, you have to pay 2 million mora. I appreciate your patience." Whatever, Bob. We can just go to our village and ask ourselves and ask around. So we'll do that in a bit. Related to Dory's little side quests, because I found this out earlier, is that there's different endings. There's 3 different endings that can happen. Well, I guess 2, and then like a combination of the 2, if you really want to call it a 3rd ending. But yeah. So we'll go to our village and talk to them, because I'd rather get all of the quests complete and stuff than than not, and like skipping them to try and get a certain ending. Personally, so there's we'll go to Ari Village in a moment, but we're gonna go and do this main section first. There's ᗏ𝕗𝕗's house. It looks so small on the outside, but when you go inside, it's so much big. Like, this is just the size of, like, maybe his living room. Or, like, half of his living room. Like, the front half of his living room. Which is so wild to me. Like, I know they did it for, game sake. Like, you don't want to actually make the place extremely, extremely large, so traveling isn't a pain, but... Okay, here's a Rav. Let's see what a Rav has to say.
いらっしゃいましたか。すみません。犯人の尋問が終わったばかりで、あなたたちにお知らせする時間がありませんでした。
Interrogating the suspects.
何か分かったのか？
何と言いましょうか。予想外のことが多々ありまして。
Unexpected details, you say.
誘拐犯の傭兵を捕まえるのは思ったより簡単でした。適当なものにサーチェン様の格好をさせたところ、しばらくして向こうから食いついてきましたから。問題は、これは尋問が終わって分かったことですが、彼らを雇ったのは、なんとサーチェン様の息子だったというのです。
Child.
子供が人を雇って父親を拉致しようとしたのか？なんだってそんなことしなきゃいけないんだ？
それはなんとも。シティに入った傭兵はごく一部でしたので、多くはまだ外で待機しています。これから人手を集めて、彼らを一網打尽にしに行きます。
いいぞ。ちょうどオイラたちも
Yeah, that
どういう
seems
こと
really
か見に行きたい
suspicious.
と思ってたとこ。
So it'd be nice to kind of get to the bottom of things. Go to kidnappers camp. Outside the city. It's always funny to me, every time you kill one of the birds, they poof up at the top like you struck them in midair. Like the animation or whatever for it is off. And that hasn't been fixed yet. Oh, I know this camp. Oh. There's a bunch of dead people down there.
Rav, ここで間違いないのか？なんだかおかしいぞ。
ここで間違いありません。ただ、どうして彼らが
Oh, they're
倒れているのか
unconscious.
は
Okay. Well, I mean, some of them are probably going to be drowning soon. Let's see.
Yeah.
So it wants me to go this direction. Oh, okay. There's some people over there that I didn't see.
親分、また誰か来たみたいだぞ。
You got more company.
あのな、俺たちはただ金をもらって働いただけだ。ここまでする必要ねえだろ。逆恨みもいいとこだ。俺たちを雇ったのはこいつだよ。
The artist kept some. Okay, so this is apparently Sachin's child? Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
あいつら誰のことだ？
空を飛ぶガキがいてよ、出会い頭にぶん殴ってきやがったんだ。
Brat.
しばらくしたら今度は緑の服の男が来て俺たちに質問をしていった。
Flying. Wait. Is Wonder and ℏ𝕗𝕗 Is Wonder and ℏ𝕗𝕗 teaming up? Oh my god, I wish I could see it. Okay, so first the flying brat, which is probably clearly Wonder, came in, started beating people up, and then ℏ𝕗𝕗 started interrogating them afterwards.
事情聴取は終わっています。背後で指揮していたのはここにいるサーチェン様の息子◍₯です。聞きたいことがありましたら今ここで聞いていただいても構いません。この後彼らを全員逮捕してℎ𝕗⁴に連れ戻し尋問します。
どうして人を雇ってサーチェンを拉致しようとしたんだ？
決まってるだろ。20年もの間あいつはどこで遊んで暮らしてるかもわからなかったんだぞ。
Okay, so he just wants to steal his father so he can actually see his father, I guess, since he was abandoned or whatever.
もっとムカついたのはあいつが事業をℎ𝕗⁴に任せたばかりか、それをいつか気に入った天才に譲るだなんて契約をしたことだ。
Pass it all on to a genius he admired.
あれは本来僕のものだ。なぜ他人に譲らなきゃならない？僕にくれないと言うならあいつから奪ってやるまでだ。
I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I don't. Like, I get being upset that your father leaving you for 20 years and then seemingly wants to pass off inheritance that he's collected or whatever to some other person and organization and stuff. Like, that kind of sucks on the one hand. But on the other, like, from what I've understand, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt anyways, is that he is investing his fortune into cultivating the city in a way. Like, giving it to the academia to use for, like, the championship and the research and whatever academia stuff does. Now, because of the way that academia kind of has went the last 20 years or whatever, with the story that we just resolved in the main Archon quest for this place of, like, the academia being up to shady shit, holding Kusanali in captive and wanting to remake, you know, the, like, a new wisdom Archon or god or whatever. Knowing that the academia was kind of secretly doing that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, probably not good to leave all of this up to that particular administration. But now we're on the other side of that, where things are, for the academia, are a little bit more morally better. and the Inter-Darshan championship is still being held and stuff, that I could see, especially since there was a contract, like a specific contract written, so that they can't just do whatever they want with the money. Like, it's very specifically worded a certain way. I can see that being not good per se, but like okay. Like, you could still be mad and like whatever with like this guy is, but like at the same time I'd be like, well, if that's what he wanted to do with it, I just need to kind of move on with my life at that point, is how I would deal with that situation. Like, yeah, of course I wasn't gonna get all of that. And my father figure or whatever doesn't care about me. I'm just gonna, you know, move on with my life, not hang on to it and let it fester.
そのまさかだ。あいつは影で試合を見てるって言っただろ。だから人を雇ってあいつを拉致して契約を修正させることにした。
Okay, so he wants to change the
条例に
contract.
応じてくれないなら、あいつ本人に認めさせればいいだけのことだ。僕がその天才だってな。いや、あの老いぼれは隠れるのがうますぎる。今もどこかに隠れて、この笑い話を見物してることだろ。
I want to know, like, his father has been hidden this entire time. People don't really know his whereabouts or whatever. It makes me wonder if there's like somebody else in the academia that we've either seen or heard reference of that's like Sachin pretending to be that character. Because if he's gonna be close enough to like witness people and like make a choice on who's gonna be the next person to take over his inheritance and whatnot, it seems like that he would need to be closer to knowing more about those people than just watching from the sidelines every what, 4 years or something that they said that they have this whole thing happen. So it seems like, I mean, like, you wouldn't be able to know anything about these people really from just watching them from the bushes every 4 years. So it makes me wonder if there's more, if he's more active within the academia than we realize.
20年前の時点ですでにあいつは狂ってると思ってた。狂ったやつは何でもできるからな。
This is also true that the diadem thing seems to be related to people just kind of changing personality and stuff.
彩色の冠？あいつが教令員に寄付したあの冠のことか。あれはなかなか値が張ったな。当時あれを買うためにサーチェンは多くの事業を売り払ったよ。あれを買ってからというもの、家に幽霊が出るようになったのさ。収蔵室の前を通ると、
High-pitched voice
たまに
coming
甲高い
from the
話し声が
short.
聞こえてくるという具合にな。それに、あの冠を教令員に寄付する以前、サーチェンは部屋に閉じこもって連日あれを研究してた。あの時からすでにどうかしてたから、何をしててもおかしいとは思わなかったが。
どうかしてたっ のことなんだ？
あの時は小さかったからよく覚えてるわけじゃないが、確か砂漠へ調査に出かけて数年戻ってこなかった。ある日やっと帰ってきたと思ったら、まるで人が変わったようになっていた。誰も理解できない言葉をブツブツと口にして、昼も夜も論文を書いてた。何を書いてるか覗いてみようとしたけど、追い出されたよ。その後、あいつは書いた論文を持ってもう一度出かけ、帰ってきた後教令員と契約を結んだんだ。今思い返せば、あれはもう僕の父などではなかったのかもしれない。サーチェンの皮をかぶった砂漠から帰ってきた悪魔だったのかもな。
Yeah, that's gotta be hard to go through as a child and young kid and stuff. Like,
怖いこと言うなよ。ちょっとしたぞ。
信じるかどうかは君たちの勝手だ。知ってることは全て話した。ああ、それと一つだけ頼み事をしたいんだ。もしサーチェンに会うことがあったらこう伝えてくれ。あいつが外で何を研究してようが、僕の目に映るあいつはただのクソ野郎でしかないとな。
話は終わりましたか？それでは行きましょう。今回の件の首謀者は逮捕できました。情報提供ありがとうございました。まだ何か心配なことはありますか？
そうだな。アルハイゼンのメモにも
yeah, because Alhyphen's notes mentioned it as well in the other little section that we did.
アルハイゼン様もこの件に注目していらっしゃるのですか？一つ考えがあります。冠に問題がありそうなら、主催者に連絡して試合を一旦中止させ、詳しく調べた方がいい。
そうだな。それじゃあ早速メイン会場に戻ってこのことをカリーナに伝えようぜ。
Look, it's that guy. Okay, so he picked up the bodies. Okay. I'm assuming Arav brought other people with him to like help out, but I'm just imagining Arav handcuffing the other guys into like a chain line so they just don't go running off, and then coming over and strong-arming all of the bodies onto his shoulder before dragging everyone off to the academia / ●𝕗 prison interrogation area. Since he's the only person we saw. Okay.
Yaっと戻られましたね。探しましたよ。どちらへ行かれていたんですか？第3ラウンドの試合はもう始まっています。
サーチェンを狙った悪いやつを捕まえに行ってきたんだけど。いや、それはどうでもいいんだ。彩色の冠に問題があるかもしれなくて、ちゃんと調べたいんだ。
彩色の冠に問題が？そんなはずはありません。20年もの間、試合のたびにあの冠を使っていましたが、何の問題もありませんでした。どこからそのような情報を？
I like how she says it's been over the last 2 decades without incident, but there's several incidents where we have like Kave's father suddenly being weird, Sachin himself was acting weird, like notably, and I think it was mentioned that a couple other people were also kind of changed by it?
これはとても重要なことですから、少し考えさせてください。実を申しますと、第3ラウンドの試合が開始する前に、彩色の冠をマウティーマチューリンに置いてきたのです。第3ラウンドの試合内容は、まさにマウティーマチューリンで冠を見つけ出し、それを指定された台に置くことです。最初に冠を配置できた人は4ポイントを獲得できます。ここまで参加者の得点に大差がないことを踏まえると、最初に冠を置いた人が最終的なチャンピオンとなる可能性が高いでしょう。
Wanderer would only have to bring the diadem back to get max amount of points, or the most points, because I think the other two are like tied at 3.
ですから今回の試合は激しい戦いになると推測しています。冠の位置をマークしますので、直ちに現場へ行って状況を確認。
今すぐ出発しようぜ。
So this is what we saw in the trailer
おかしい
then.
な。マウティーマチューリンの影響のせいか。アラートデバイスはしばらく使えないみたいだ。直接冠を探しに行こうぜ。
Also, I like that we get this stage as one of our things, but we don't get the cool like little banners and stuff on it, I don't think. Anyways, I'm just gonna talk to... Okay, so she doesn't have any extra stuff for us. I was not thinking about really fighting these, I was just saw the...
風よせい
●𝕬●8式ユニット。やっへい。
Okay. I don't know if I picked up all the meat that fell over here. I think I did. Yeah. Anyways. ●𝕬● Forest is up this direction. Ooh. Up this direction. Ooh, okay. Well, no, it's emergency. Never mind. I was gonna say if this is the torrent lights, I can just do that in like 2 seconds. Let's go to this teleport. I think this is gonna lead maybe into the cutscene.
展開。
Or a small bit of the quest just before the cutscene. So
よいしょ。
while we're here, I'm gonna grab some of the ●𝕗𝕗 mushrooms. I think this was it. Nope, I don't think this was it. No, this one wasn't the right one. There's a tunnel thing somewhere around here where
形は精神と共にあれ。
there's like some ●𝕗𝕗 mushrooms down inside of it, but this is the wrong one. Didn't mean to do that.
動くべきだ。
There are, however, a ℏ𝕑 mushroom here and here
動くべきだ。
and
形は精神と共にあれ。
here. Here.
形は精神と共にあれ。動くべきだ。
It's all the ones that I can think of right now off the top of my head. Oh, there's one. I need a lot of ṟ mushrooms still, so... where are we headed? In the middle.
その程度か。だ、と、
Oh, it doesn't wanna...
属性を見下ろせ。
There.
これで、へい。
What is there?
せい。
雨描きがたし。さい。は。失礼。
Dang it. I didn't get the crystal fly. It's the flowers. Cute. Okay, let's go over this way and
あれ、
see.
ここには何もないぞ。まさかもう誰かが冠を取っていったのか。終点で待ってみようぜ。
雨描きがたし。歌よ錦となれ。この剣はわかるかい。
天へと舞い。
踊りなさい。
Okay, so we're gonna go to the south of ●𝕚𝕚 Forest now. Not seeing any other ṟ mushrooms immediately, so... I think this is the pathway where we see the cutscene. So it might pop us into it. Maybe. So we are getting close. Yep, here we go.
まずはレイラ選手が冠を手に入れたようだ。だがゴールにたどり着くのは容易じゃない。
カサッチ選手もついたみたいですね。選手の機械装置壊れちゃったみたい。
試合は白熱してきたな。おや、●選手は遅れてやってきたようだ。
選手の○●です。冠を●選手のもとに。あれ？
そうだ、そのまま冠を置け。君の欲するすべてが手に入る。
誰だ？頭の中で喋るな。
君なら私を失望させまい。
わけがわからないぞ。妙だな。
See something that's wrong. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to rewatch that entire sequence, like, again. There was so much going on. There was like so much going on in that fight that I wanted to like try and keep up with it, but it was so quick and it was like really close to the screen. And I have like a decently sized monitor, so it was kind of hard to watch. So from what I can gather, before we like move on and stuff, so Farazan was using some kind of device thing and it started going haywire. ●𝗏 grabbed it in midair so that it would like drag him forward to get him caught up to the diadem, which distracted Wanderer, who did like a little air thing to kind of shoot ●𝗏 forward even more, which gave Sino a chance to knock the diadem out of Wanderer's hand, and then ●𝗏's briefcase, Merrick, captured it with some kind of like telekinesis thing to plop it into ●𝗏's arms, and then through his whole entire momentum of being flung, rolled over and over and over onto himself in front of the podium with the diadem. So he kind of just like he just threw himself in there, and then the quote-unquote winning, I don't know if this is really considered a win, but him quote-unquote winning just kind of like fell into his lap. I'm just like trying to process, like a lot of that's like really good. Layla trying her hardest. Oh. Tighnari pulling off like a really cool ranger move with the arrows that Wanderer had to dodge. That was kind of cool. And then he has the thing. ●𝗏 understands that someone's like in his head. To me, my child.
どうして僕の名前を？あなたは一体誰なんだ？
私はサーチェン。もちろん、正確にはサーチェンの意識のかけらの一つに過ぎないが。
Fragment of Sachin's mind within the diadem, probably.
実に不思議な絵にしだ。君を見ていると、昔あったある人を思い出
But
す。
you're made of sternest subject, more cognizant of the trials, tribulations of this world. It is you who are worthy to inherit all that I once owned. I wonder if he's referencing his dad.
子供たちよ。 私たちは初めて会うが、これから話すことはとても大事なことだ。ぜひその証人となってほしい。
Bear witness.
今回の学院トーナメントにおいて、皆素晴らしい試合を見せてくれた。教令員には多くの記載がいる。君たち一人一人が全員が特別なのだ。だが、あえて後継者を一人に絞るとしたら、
I would choose you, Kabe, not only because you are victorious, but you are, but also due to our similarities in character.
あなたが僕と。
そうだ。私たちは共に哀れな理想主義者であり、それこそが私たちの苦しみの源だ。
That is true.
28年前、私は砂漠に行き、
Lived there for a full 8 years.
そこで何を
What do you
見た
think
と
I saw
思う？
there?
戦争、殺し合い、
Endless strivings,
永遠に終わらない者たち。水源の奪い合い、
conflict over water sources, robbing of
民衆に対する
caravans.
搾取。それらは一日たりともや
Beyond
ん
the
こと
wall
は
of
なかった。
ℚ lay a completely different world from the one I knew.
私の思い描いていたものとは完全に異な見てきた全てのものに苦しみを感じた。だからこそ彼らを救う道を見出したいと切に願ったのだ。
それで答えは見つかったの？
私は因論派の学者
As a
だ。
ℏ𝕗ℚ scholar, I tried to use ℏ𝕗ℚ knowledge to find the answer.
私は歴史を研究
Researched
し、
history and anthropology, performing countless
人間性に関
experiments
する
on
実験を
human
数えきれないほど
nature, and
行った。
even sought out the scholars
砂漠の奥
living
深
deep
く
in
で
the desert who call
失われた
themselves
学
the
派を自称する学習
Lost
を
Darshan,
接
which
触
has
し
to do
た。
with the new area, I assume.
そして答えなど最初から存在しないということに気がついた。過ちを簡単に誰かのせいにすることはできない。罪とは人間の性に刻まれたものなのだから。人は争いをもたらし、争いは破滅を導く。これは人間の力では逆らうことのできない必然なのだ。
That is kind of true. You can't assign individual blame for a lot of things like that, because a lot of individuals are kind of like caught in the crossfire as well. But at the same time, like overall, it is kind of humanity's, because of humanity's nature in and of itself, it kind of also is, I guess, humanity's fault in a more general sense, even though it's not down to like a single person.
いかにして歴史から教訓を得るかを研究してきた。だが皮肉なことに、歴史からは何一つ教訓を得られず、全ては悪くなるばかりだという結論にたどり着いた。学んできたことの意味がわからなくなった。重くのしかかる虚無に、私は生きる気力を失い、
emptiness, I could no longer bear to face life, and so I decided to bring my life to an end. Okay, so he put a fragment of his consciousness inside of the diadem of knowledge, hoping to find someone that could maybe carry on his views, I assume. But he himself became so caught up in it that like he couldn't deal with it. But I guess him being inside of the diadem, he would be able to watch over the Inter-Darshan. So I thought he was going to be like someone in the academia, but strange twist of fate led me to come to possession of this diadem. Okay, so he was wanting to commit, you know, well, he was gonna unalive himself. Before he even had the diadem, because of stuff that he saw in the desert. It's the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness. Into it, I placed my experiences before requesting that the academia manage my estate. Okay, so the diadem itself, because it is the diadem of knowledge, it collects people's knowledge.
Yahari, あなたが教令員と結んだ契約はいわば遺言だったんだな。
Since your will.
この世界に絶望したというなら、
Giving up hope on this
どう
world.
してまたこんな
When
こと
do you
をした？
feel the need to do this?
言った通り、
Mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning nature. You may regard this as the very last
この最後
experiment
の
of
実
them
験
all.
だと思ってもらって構わない。 教令員なら天才には事欠かないゆえ、どの世代に
Ensuring the
もそれを
brightest
代
mind of
表
every
する花
generation,
形
and
がいる。
so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day I would find one who could untangle the mystery of human nature once and for all, and help move the world forward onto a better path. It's really funny. He says this, and then ℍ𝕬 is an adorable, cute, you know, idealistic character. But it's funny that Sachin is saying this to ℏ𝕬𝕚. I'm sure ℏ𝕬𝕚 wants to make a really snide remark about why are you choosing ℍ𝕬 then, because that just sounds like an ℏ𝕬𝕚 thing to say, to try and disparage ℍ𝕬𝕚. But like, ℍ𝕬𝕚 is a nice, sweet individual. But I think the thing that makes that all of this, like, what he's saying here interesting as well, is that we have the traveler here who can also see all of this happening, and like, kind of, that's what we've been doing this on our adventures, is while we're not a genius per se about stuff, we are a sort of worthy individual that is hoping to untangle the mysteries of this world. One of them being kind of like this human nature against like Celestia, and stuff against the Abyss, and we're trying to untangle stuff against the Fatui and all of that. Like, we're kind of like in the thick of everything, trying to untangle all of this to figure out what's happening in this world. And we're taking the time to like remember stuff that Irminsul has other people forget. We're trying to document things because we're the only ones that can in this world. And in a way, try to move this world onto a better path. Everywhere that we go, we've kind of resolved the stuff that made those areas kind of like, you know, suck, or if they were stagnant or whatever, we've moved it on to being to a brighter kind of future. So even though ℍ𝕬𝕚's won and he's choosing ℍ𝕬𝕚 to take over his estate in this instance, us being there to witness all of this and being like, yeah, probably it's us that's more gonna be doing this portion of what you are wanting.
つまりあなたが欲しがっている継承者は天才でありながら常人の苦しみを理解できる人間でなければならないということだ。
Suffering of ordinary people.
なぜなら
Such a person would have a clear understanding of humanity,
そして世界に対するより
society,
明確
and
な
the
認知に
world.
つながるからだ。
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that sounds like me.
でも こう考えたことはないか。
Wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world. Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
必ずしもその意志を最後まで貫けるとは限らない。
Yeah, ● also has a point there.
君は賢いな。だが私
Not
に
the
は
sort
分
of
かる。
person who would understand
君
my
は
line of
私の
thinking.
考えを理解できる類の
To
人間では
me,
ない。
this is also part of the experiment,
私にとって
part of
は
my investigation
これ
into
も
human
実験
nature.
の一部であ
Trying
り
to see if
人間性に対する
someone
考察なの
like
だ。
● would be able to overcome that portion of not being tempted by just, you know, the wealth portion, but like, can he still act morally and help humanity even with having that wealth? Like, would he give it away to benefit society, or manage it in a way to benefit society in the long term, or forego it and just be like, yay, money?
継承者が私の研究で苦しむのか、あるいは偽りの快楽に溺れるのか、どちらにせよ私の研究には進捗がある。私は世界の本質に
Grieve
痛み
the
を感
fundamental
じ、
sickness of the
その重
world.
苦しい歴史を
I
嘆いた。
regret the unbearable weight of its history, and I lament the research that I failed to complete. That is a sick line. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history, and I lament the research that I failed to complete. This has nothing really to do with anything personally in my life, I guess, because I've done some college courses, but like I'm not like a researcher or like anyone of real importance or whatever. But I really do like looking into stuff and learning things and get trapped down those rabbit holes and like analyzing stuff and things related to like history and like all of that I've looked into before, and like this line kind of like sticks with me a little bit because there is some level of, while there's some level of fundamental sickness in the world, there's also some fundamental not sickness in the world as well, but because the world just kind of is that you have nature, and nature is both good and bad. But I do have like that. I grieve the fundamental sickness of this world. It sucks like that we have wars and famine and all of that stuff and atrocities that happen and has happened throughout all of human history. And every time you look back on history, you look at it and you're just like, how did this come to pass? How did this happen? How do you see that? And then, and you know, we've done research and like analyzed like what caused it and led up to those horrible things. And then in our future, or we're in the middle of like doing those same exact things that we just like can't stop ourselves. Like we see the signs all over the place. We see headline after headline of bad things, you know, being predicted because we're doing the same exact shit that we've been doing since the beginning of time that we have not learned from. And yet we still have all of these wars because people are power hungry and greedy and selfish in the world. And so yeah, the second line, I regret the unbearable weight of the history of its history, the world, because it makes you so upset that you can't change it as much as you want to. And the last line, I lament the research that I failed to complete of like, this is probably more in terms of the game that they're using the word research because he's part of the academia and stuff, but like I would say that like I lament that I could never take my knowledge or that anybody hasn't been able to take their knowledge that they've learned and failed at implementing that knowledge to the point of like helping the world get better. Now I will say that over like relative speaking, I guess things have gotten a little bit better than early history. We're kind of getting better and better and better if you take it all like in relative terms, but like we're still wars all the time. We don't do shit about the climate. We don't listen to researchers about pandemic stuff. We have people that actively fall into conspiracy theories and like all of that stuff is still like completely there, and we haven't learned from that stuff yet. But I can kind of sympathize with like not being able to take everything that I know and not be able to make something like make an appropriate amount of change, I guess, to just fix the world. Like if everybody just suddenly did what was right and fixed the world, then I think we could say like we've done a good job and completed what, like in this comparison that I'm making, we could say that we've done everything, but we haven't. And so the last line of this, I kind of can make parallels to also feeling like I've failed, you know, at making the world better or whatever, or that the human nature and everything, like other people collectively have also failed to kind of make the world better because we're still suffering from bigotry and racism and all sorts of phobias that harm people and stuff. So this whole thing like is a deep line that resonates with me more than just the context of this game. I know I kind of went on a little bit of a rant tangent. But yeah, I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history, and I lament the research that I failed to complete. That is a deep line from my point of view. I'm sure he's gonna like turn this upside down, because why wouldn't ＭiHoYo pull the rug out from under my feet? Is why you will be of great utility to me.
本当に全てを僕にくれて、その上好きにしていいと。
He's so soft-spoken. He seems like he would be way more bombastic of a character for the way that he's designed and some of the other lines that we've heard him. Like, whenever we see him arguing with ℚ, he's very bombastic, but like ℍ𝕬 in and of himself is very like soft-spoken.
私は自分の目を信じる。冠をいただき、私のためにこの道を最後まで歩ん
Complete
で
the
くれ。
journey that I could not. Ooh, we get a cutscene? Oh, he seems a little
この結論は君を苦しめるだろ
Will
う
the
か
verdict
それとも多くの神が君を麻痺させるだろうか君の答えが単
I
身
look
だ
forward to your
私のや
answer.
ってきた
All of my
研
research
究は全て
materials are being stored.
ほう。
もういいだろう。僕の人生はすでに最悪
My
なんだ。
life's
これ以上ひど
the
くなっ
last
て
thing
た
I
まる
need
か。
is more suffering.
あなたのお金は受け
Keep
取らない。
one more.
苦難を強いられる人々をたくさん見てきたと言ったな。あなたの授業で彼らを助けてやってく
Then
れ。
the wealth can go to them. Maybe that's what he wanted. Someone to give up the crown. Because he broke it.
これで終わったのか。
He probably chose the one right answer instead of just taking it all for himself and putting the thing on and stuff.
大丈夫？体調はどう？
I'm surprised they didn't add in like a cutscene of ℚ kind of like coming over to ℍ𝕗 and or at least him saying some words of like be careful. He was just like completely uninterested in
僕は大丈夫だ。ありがとう、ティナリ。心配はいらない。
無理しないで。
ℍ𝕗さん
冠は川辺選手によって叩き壊されたが、その前に彼は試合目
completed the
標を
last
達成
task
した。
prior to that.
ルールにのっとれば、
Notice this
彼
one's
が
in
第3
victor
ラウンドの
round
勝
3.
者であり、
Points wise, it also
合計
makes him
得
the
点から
winner
見る
of the
と、
Inter-Darshan
今回の学院
championship.
トーナメントのチャンピオンだ。学院トーナメントのチャンピオンとして、およびサーチェン直々に推挙された継承者として、川辺選手は
Entirety of his
サーチ
estate.
ェンのすべての財産を継承する権利を有する。それではもう一度聞こ
For
う。
the avoidance of doubt,
本当に
can
サー
you
チェンの財産
confirm
を
that it
すべ
is
て
your
寄付する
intention
のか。
to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
さっきも言っただ
Like
ろ
I。said, he thought
この世
that the
界が良
world
くないというなら、
is a bad place.
彼
Well
の
then,
残した授業で
let's use what he
それを
left
変えれ
behind
ば
to
いいじゃ
change
ない
that
か。
for the better. Well put.
単に否定するだけでは
Rejecting the
何の
world
結果も出せない。
will achieve nothing. He and I
僕は
were
彼
not
と
the
は
same.
違うんだ。
わかった。書記
As
官
the
として、
scribe, I will
この
make a
件を資
record
料
of
に
this
記録
incident
しよう。
on file.
これから財産の具体
The
的な使途に
sages
つい
will
ては、
contact you in
大会が
person
終
for
わ
the
った後、
details on how
賢者から連
exactly
絡が行くだろ
Sachin's stage is to be used.
ああ。僕もあの人の研究が正しかったかどうかわからないし、どうすればあれを
What
完
I'm
成
to
できるかなんて
finish his research for
な
him.
おさらわからない。ただわかってるのは、すべてをここで止めれば、
No contestants
参
will
加
have
者
to
は
suffer.
誰も苦しんだりしないってことだけだ。今回が最後のトーナメントってわけじゃない。
Be the last.
誰かがこのトーナメントに参加する。
Will be more
未
championships
来
to
の
come.
学者たちだって
Countless future
引き
scholars will
続きこ
follow
の
in
ため
their
に研鑽を積む
footsteps.
だろう。でもサーチェンの
Sachin's
話は
words
人々
can
を
only
苦しま
cause
せるもの
pain,
だ。
but not anymore. No one else has to hear them now.
ここまでにするんだ。これ以上広げちゃいけない。
So the championships and all of that will continue on and be whatever, but this part of this whole thing, this like twisted section of this won't be a part of
僕
it.
たちが皆学者である以上、彼の観点をむやみに否定するのもまた傲慢な独断だが、
This is autocratic and arrogant.
大丈夫。
Fine by me, though.
この
I'll
責任
bear
は
the responsibility.
僕が背負えばいい。
Yeah, at some point you can't just let scholars of certain calibers just go rampant with their views. That's They have to be tempered by something.
僕にとってこれでよかったんだ。僕にもこれしかできることはなかった。
よく言った。
So,
君は
what you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare to follow through with.
俺から見れば滑稽であることに変わりはないが、
despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous.
ただ、プライドがそれを認めることを許さないだけだ。
Long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. I say this despite the fact, in my view, it's ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Okay, so he finds it's ridiculous that ꗏ𝕗's pride does not allow him to admit what his flaws are, even though he knows what his flaws are. Am I reading that correctly?
でも、君のその見解は受賞の舞台で発表されるに値する。今大会の開催委員会を代表して、君の優勝を祝福しよう。おめでとう、ꗏ𝕗選手。
はあ？勘違いするなよ。誠意のない称賛なんかいらない。それに今ここは弁論の場じゃない。僕の見解じゃなくて、試合の評論に集中してくれ。
Not my abuse.
ꗏ𝕗さん、おめでとうございます。授賞式に出る準備をしておいてくださいね。授賞式はメイン会場でやるらしいぞ。戻って見に行こうぜ。
Okay, so that's interesting. There was a lot in that, at least for my small brain to want to unpack. Yeah, my brain is just like I'm trying to like process everything that I saw. Like the cutscene was great. ꗏ𝕗 being the winner, I like that. Him deciding to break it is kind of ꗏ𝕗. ꗏ𝕗-esque. Ooh, hiccups. Yeah. That makes you think a little bit, like, what would you do in that situation? Because I feel like a lot of people probably, and this is like something that's happened in the past, of people taking the crown, winning, and like thinking, yeah, I'm gonna make a difference by inheriting all this money and being the one to use the money to help the world. Whereas ꗏ𝕗 is like, I don't want any of it. It's all gonna be go out and help the world, and it's not gonna be controlled directly by me doing it. It's not gonna be like mine. It's gonna be everybody else's money. Everybody else that deserves it. Ugh.
選手の
I
皆
didn't
さん
choose
の素
that
晴
though.
らしいご活躍のもと、今回の学院トーナメントは無事終了しました。
So what's this? Oh, that just makes me think back to earlier. Ղᗯᗰ I think was his name. His dad's been dead for a while then, and he thought that his dad was still out there. So that's got to be some harsh news as well to give to him.
これより優勝したカーベ選手にご登壇いただき、14。本来はここでカーベ選手に冠をつけていただき、賞金をお送りする予定だったのですが、先ほど入った情報によりますと、カーベ選手はサーチェンさんの資産を受け継ぎ、そしてそれらをすべて寄付されたそうです。
サーチェンの資産を寄付？
あんな大金、よくそんなことができたな。
カーベ選手の慈善的な行いのおかげで、多くの貧困に苦しむ家庭が運命を変えるチャンスを得られるでしょう。冠も賞金もなくなってしまったので、授賞式も簡単なものになってしまいますが、カーベ選手、何かご感想をいただけませんか？皆さんも私と同じようにこれだけの大金を寄付した理由について聞きたいでしょうから。
こんな場面で何を話せばいいかわからないけど、
I'd say under these
優
circumstances,
勝できて
but
嬉しいよ。
I'm glad to have won, even though
多分に
I'd
あっただろう
say
けど、
luck played a big part in that.
金を寄付した理由に
As
ついては
for why I want to give them more
サーチェ
away,
ンの見
I
解に
don't
は賛成
support
できないし、
Sachin's views
彼の金も
and
欲しくは
don't
なかっ
want
た
to
から
take his mora. There are a lot
自
of
ら体験
things
しない
in
とわ
life
からないこと
people
なんて
need
たく
to
さんある。
experience them for themselves.
彼も僕
It
も
shouldn't be up to one person to
決め
make
つ
a
ける資格な
judgment
んてないんだ。
on not him and not me either.
でもそういうことを話し出すと複雑で重たい話になってしまうから、
So weighty and complicated
ここでは
topic. So
割愛する。
I guess that's all. I'll leave it
他には
there. Thanks very
特
much.
にないな。ではこれでどうもありがとう。
カーベ選手、少々お待ちください。今回の授賞式はいろいろと省かれてしまいましたが、まだ
Still
商
have
品は
a
残ってい
prize
ま
to
す。
present you with.
こ
Take
ちらは
this,
七星
the
召喚
limited
の限
edition
定カードで
Genius
す。どう
Invocation
ぞお
TCG
受け取
card.
りください。また、チャンピオンの栄誉は
Additionally, your
カーベ選手
championship
の資料に
status
記録
will
され
be
ます。
logged
今
in
後、
your
カーベ
record.
選手が教令員で研
This
究課題を
means
申
that
請
the
する際、
sages will
賢者
give
様が優遇する
priority
判断材料の一
consideration
つ
to
とな
any
るは
future
ずです。
project proposals you submit.
ああ、確かに受け取った。でも課題とかそういうのは大丈夫だ。
それでは授賞式はこれにて閉幕とします。カーベ選手に再び盛大な拍手を。
Yay.
やっぱり理解できないわ。あんな大金があれば
Sina's like,
一
how
生
can I
遊
steal
ん
the
で暮ら
card
せ
from
るのに。
Kaveh?
天才の発想を理解するにはお前はまだまともすぎるということさ。さあ引き続き学院フェスを回ってみよ
う。やっと終わった。演説はそれなりに得意なつもりだったんだけどな。疲れたよ。
試合で疲れたせいじゃないか。それにしても あんまり嬉しくなさそうだな。とにかくお前はチャンピオンなんだから、もっと胸を張ってていいはずだろ。
そうだな。そうだ、セナはこの限定カードが欲しいって言ってたな。今まさに僕の手にあるわけだが。
あげちゃうのか？珍しいカードなんだろ。人儲けできるじゃないか。
ただのカードだぞ。できるわけないだろう。僕が持っててもしょうがないんだから、セナにあげるさ。よかったら
おい、そんな大事なこと人に任せるなよな。さあ、一緒にセノのとこ。
え？僕はもうちょっと休んでいたいんだって。こら、髪の毛を引っ張らないで。
Just grabbed Kaveh by the hair as like, come with me. Just ripped him off the screen. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. She has a hair pulling kink or something. Jesus. Hello, Sino.
まだサーちゃんのことを考えていた。何か用か？ほら、七星召喚のカードだ。僕より君の方が必要かもしれないと思ってね。これは限定カードだ。譲ってくれるのか？当然だろ。僕が持ってても仕方ないんだから。いいか、これは限定カードなんだぞ。カーベ、何かトラブルでもあったのか？こんな方法でなくとも言ってくれれば助けてやる。
He's taking it as a sign of Kaveh in trouble, and it's like, whatever it is. You don't have to bribe me.
自分のトラブルは自分で解決する。このカードとは関係ない。そうか。それでは遠慮なくもらおう。だが、お前がまだこれの価値に気づいていないことは明らかだ。このまま受け
But
取るの
now that I
は
realize
筋が
that you
通
have
らな
no
い。
concept of its value, I cannot simply take it.
こうしよう。前回の豪華限定版カード
The
の価格で
nice,
買い取らせてくれ。
the price that the previous limited edition cards also sold for.
そんないいさ。たかがカード1枚だ。どれだけ
How
の価
much
値が
could
あ
it
るっていうん
really
だ？
be worth? Oh no.
少なくとも
1 million more
100万
at
も
the
らわせ。
very least. A million mora. Sino probably paid a million mora for the last limited edition card. And now he wants to pay a million mora for this one because the last one was at least that much. Because he doesn't feel like just taking it.
いくらだって？
Kaveh sounds angry.
少なかったか。なら、もう少し上乗せしても
If
い
he
い。
feels that's slow, I can go a little higher. Does Sino not have any concept of money? Or does he just get so much because he's the General Mahamatra?
こんなカード1枚が100万モラ。でも、前に遊んだ時はこんなのをた
I
くさん
saw
持っ
your
ていた
deck
じゃない
the
か。
last time we
なんか
played.
キラキラしたやつを。すべてにそれだけ
Not
の価
every
値があ
card
るわ
is
けで
this
もない。
valuable, and some cards
見た目
are
だけが綺麗で、レアじゃない
exquisitely
ものもある。
designed, but not rare. That's true.
そういえば、大マハマタラの収入も低くはないはずだが、君の金は
To
すべ
be
てこ
General
んな
Maham,
ところ
okay.
につぎ込まれているのか。でも、やっぱりやめだ。友達から金をもらうなんて。遠慮するな。
I save a
俺は
lot.
こ
I
れま
can
でにたく
spare
さ
the
んカード
more
を
for
買って
this
きた。
card.
さらにもう一
So
枚
he
買い取
just
った
has
ところ
like
で
millions of Mora. To drop a million means that he has several million saved up. I mean, I guess I can't say too much because I have like 25 million Mora on Traveler right now.
なあ、
But still.
本当に趣味のために貯金を全部使う気か？趣味とはいえ、どう過ぎないようにな。特に衝動で借金なんてするんじゃないぞ。借金生活ってのは本当に惨めなんだ。
経験があるような言い方だな。さぞ苦労したんだろう。
まあ、この話はもうやめよう。
I don't want to talk about it. I know that feeling.
だったら俺よりも自分のことを心配しろ。何にせよ。
In any case, I will take this pressure card, and it shall join the deck of destiny.
試合に参加した目的が達成できた。
Kave, come with me in a few months to collect the
金を
Mora.
下ろしてくる。
Thanks to you, I have achieved my goal for participating in this tournament.
わかった。じゃあ、僕もこれ以上遠慮はしない。
To keep on top of
これで
my
今
bills
月の
this
返済
month,
は無事に乗
maybe
り切れるは
I'll
ずだ。
even have some left
そ
over.
れ
In
どころか、
fact, let me
少
treat
し
you
手
all
元
to a
に
meal
残るか
later.
な。
Bring Tighnari
後で
and
食事
ಕೊಳ್ಳei
をおご
too.
るよ。
これぞハッピーエンドってやつだよな。
All's well that ends well.
そういえば他の参加者はどうしてるんだろうな。特別評論員として他も見てみようぜ。
Oh, okay. Oof, okay. That's I should have guessed that it would end up something like this. Everyone sort of lamenting different stuff and then wanting to get like different things out of the tournament and then getting them essentially.
匠は宝を有す。
Sino wanted the card back. He's gonna get that. Kave needed money. Oh well, he initially gave it up from the normal prize money or whatever. He's getting it from Sino for the card trade. Tighnari just wanted people to. He wanted to promote his thing in Gandharville. And he did that earlier, so there'd be plenty of people showing up for his thing that he wanted. Madam Farazan... I don't remember what she said she wanted. I think it was mostly like research stuff or whatever. So she probably got plenty of that out of this as well. And then I think Layla's is just confidence, which she gained over the course of the event. And then Hat Guy, I'm sure he just wanted to probably fight people. He had some other alternative motive, which I don't know if we ever really got a clear understanding of what he wanted. I don't know if that's the thing. Also,
形は精神と共にあれ。
I'm gonna take a quick look around.